Hello and welcome to the Lunar Phoenix Path, where we use symbolism to help you turn embers into flame. Today's healing theme is relationships. Now, I know that can be very broad, but I'm not going to look at this from the stereotypical, you will get married by such and such a date type of energy. The hope that what comes out of here is going to be more focused on you and what you either do bring or need to bring to your relationships. So that said, this is a general collective reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest, and move forward in a way that best suits you. Let's see what wants to come forward. The cards are pre-shuffled. I'll still do a couple of these. Couple of these. All right. Okay, you and you and you. Okay. So the first card I consider the Ember card. So this is where your energy is currently smoldering, emotional patterns, current tension, current desires, fears, resistances. So basically what hasn't fully ignited yet. So for that, we have the Page of Swords. So witty, communicative, vigilant, curious, mental agility, alert, thirst for knowledge, chatty, relentlessness, inspired, and messenger. So the witty is sticking out. Mental agility and chatty. So this whole left side it's calling. Whether you're in a relationship, you want to, like you're dating someone, or you want to date someone. Yeah, maybe you could fall into the latter, but I figure it's one of the first two. Communication is currently key. I feel like although you are witty, you are doing some mental gymnastics in your current situation. I'm hearing it's not like the situation isn't good. Now that could be, I'm hearing like in a lighter sense, not abusive. Like there's a minor disagreement that you're seeking knowledge on to better yourself for this whole situation to work. You could be seeking knowledge for your partner. But I feel like if you force feed the information down their throat, it's not going to have the positive thought that you're hoping for. So I'm going to advise you turn inward and figure out what you need to do. Are you too witty? Are you witty to the point where it's hurting your partner's feelings? In that sense, do you do it relentlessly? Because if that's the case, that's going to end your relationship really quickly. A person can only take so much negativity, so many verbal beatdowns before they're just like, enough, I'm done. So the second card, I consider the spark. What activates or exposes the ember? So we're talking the catalyst, the truth, a wake-up moment, friction or realization, that kind of stuff. And we have the Fool. New beginnings, innocence, originality, fearlessness, free spirit, fresh hope, taking chances, new paths, spontaneity, leap of faith. Now, I look at this person here, and they're very aloof. They have a lot to learn in that sense. They're very carefree is what's going on in my mind. So jumping that back to here, if you've just not thought about anybody else but yourself, I feel like like you might be early in your relationship. Maybe you realize you want something to work, and so your natural sense from whatever inner child wounds, or whether it is from your childhood or not, your inner self. The wounds there are causing you to be witty, do the mental gymnastics. The point is, you're at the start of your journey, and you need to work on yourself in order to achieve this thing that you want. Only then can you achieve fresh hope, like actual hope, not just like fleeting thoughts of joy. Going down this journey, you will discover new paths. Like this says, I encourage you to be spontaneous. Don't try to script things out so much. Kind of go with the flow, see what naturally wants to occur. Use your inner voice to tell you kind of what needs to happen. So like if someone is telling you where you must do this, you must do this, you must do this, but it's more in a controlling sense rather than a suggestion of how to improve yourself. If it's more on control, your inner voice is going, if it isn't saying it now, your inner voice is going to tell you this is a dangerous place to be. So listen to your inner voice and what it's trying to say, and run with that energy. Okay, so this third card is what I consider the flame. So what happens when continuously integrated? So the empowered response, intentional action, not reaction, mature expression of the energy. And in this case, we have the King of Wands. So natural born leader, vision, boldness, daring, charm, entrepreneur, power, big picture, optimism, taking control. So we'll start with the taking control of your life. Okay, don't try to control the whole situation. Just control what you can control. Be bold with it. On the whole spontaneous thing in the new paths, be bold. Don't be afraid to walk down a path less traveled. Entrepreneur. I don't want to go down like a business route, but maybe something with you wanting to start a business is at the root of this. Big picture. So I'm hearing, yes, see the big picture. Where do you want to go with this whole situation? Where do you want this to end up? Okay, but take the small wins in between to get there. That will allow you to be optimistic. If you see, generally speaking, if you see small goals that you're achieving along the way, in some way, shape, or form, if you enjoy it along the way, you'll eventually get to your end picture, the big picture, and you won't even realize just how long it took you, how much you had to endure to get there, because you would have enjoyed it. Now, that said, that's a general sense, but I don't think it's going to be like a whole, like every step is going to be a joy. So in that sense, once again, try to be optimistic, and maybe I'm seeing the charm and it's ringing out. Add a little charm to it and see what happens. I feel like it's the energy of life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes a bad thing. But the experience as a whole, I think you will like. You will learn something from it. Don't be afraid to, so vision, don't be afraid to pause and try to see the big picture. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to be? You need to define that first before you can start taking the steps. If you start taking the steps, there's the whole take a few steps and see where you go, just see where you end up. But sometimes, and I feel like this is going to be the case, you need to actually have some form of a plan before you execute it, whatever it is. So that said, let's get some oracle cards. Let's see what they have to say. Hearing I need to take 2 of these. Going with the relationship aspect of this, thinking balance and duality. So, okay, you and you. Okay, so this first one, a time to give rather than take, new moon in Virgo. So new moon in Virgo, for those of you who like time frames, that is September 10th of this year, so 2026. And then step out of your comfort zone, North Node. Maybe you've been in this grand scheme of things. Maybe you have been taking too much rather than giving. And now, so on the whole balance and duality thing, the scales need to balance out in order for something to work. Maybe in this energy, maybe your partner is feeling like they're giving too much of themselves, and maybe their cup is running empty, and it's time for you to replenish the cup. For the September 10th thing, I mean, I would hope that you would put some action on that between now and then, because that's a long way off. I'm feeling like you need to do something long before then, because if you reach that point and you haven't showed any sort of change, things will not be good. Like, you are going to have your tower moment, and it won't, plain and simple, it won't be good. So in this sense, you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone to take care of that in order to get where you want to be with your big picture. Okay, so let's go with a message here. You want to come out, and you are, let it out, let it flow. Open up the heart to feel. Okay. Open up the heart to feel. I wonder if, with this energy, this message, I'm wondering if you're more like a brick wall. Like your partner with this, like your partner has been trying to pour into you to get you to feel something, anything. Like, I'm feeling like you show zero emotion as far as, you know, positive relationship stuff goes. You need to step out of your comfort zone and address this. On the whole, let it out, let it flow. Generally, people aren't a wall of energy, like a brick wall, for no reason. There was something that usually happens, and obviously it's going to be various for each person. Something happens to get you to that point. Maybe your partner doesn't know what that is. Excuse me. Communication. So going back here to the communicative, you need to talk to your partner and tell them why you are the way you are with this brick wall energy. I would tell them that you want to address this in the sense that maybe you don't know what they need to pour into them. Use the communication and ask. See what your partner wants. If they're, I mean, if it's as simple as buying flowers, that's fine, but maybe they're not the flower type. Look into their love type. Maybe they just want quality time. I don't see, you need, in that case, figure out what your love type is and what their love type is, and in order to address these two, speak to what their love type is, and it should rebalance the scales. Okay, so that's about it. Whatever is surfacing for you right now, let it clarify rather than consume. Take what resonates, leave the rest, and move forward in a way that best suits you. I'll see you next time.